Hello, boys, girls, neithers, both, or in between. Welcome to Cringetober. This was the first time I had tried out a month-long art prompt list. The longest I had ever gone was Craig of the Creek Week on Tumblr a couple months ago, so this is a new ground. I was not really that interested in doing a month-long art challenge because art challenges like that tend to burn me out, and I end up hating art for a while after that. But the prompt list for Cringetober actually looked pretty good. The list was flexible, and there were a lot of things that I could do without doing too much, cause my wrist has been hurting a lot lately. Jumping straight in, the first prompt was screenshot redraw. I decided to go with my favorite poor little meow meow, Simon Petrikov. He's just a silly guy, and I'm very used to drawing him, so it was a good start. I'm gonna be honest, I used most of Cringetober to figure out how Ibis Paint works, because while I've had it for a while, I never really use it all that often. But yeah, here's the Meow Meow himself. This was pretty easy to draw, pretty fun. I tested out how to change line art colors, and things like that. The next prompt was tsundere. Who else to pick than the lovely Natsuki from DDLC? I originally was going to choose Osana from Yansim, but I have plans for Yansim later, trust. Natsuki is actually a super important character to me because she's what introduced me to the tsundere trope in fiction, and DDLC was the first fandom I actually joined all the way back in, 2018? Oh gosh. I didn't know how to draw back then, but I watched a Bijou Mike religiously. By the way, my style will change throughout the month, as well as my ways of coloring and shading. Sometimes I won't even shade at all. I just did whatever I felt like for each day, without really wanting to stick to a specific style. That was a good way to not burn myself out. Day 3! The prompt for this day was oversized prop. Now, this was a hard one to think of, to be honest. There's not many characters I know with oversized props, until I thought of ink sands. I decided to do a full body shot instead of the normal bust shot, and I think it looks great. I'm not trying to stretch my abilities too far, but I think doing a larger canvas type every once in a while is cool. Next we have Fursona. This is Candy! Yes, I know. You don't have to tell me. Uncreative name. Actually, she was the original Candy, and Undertale Candy is the one named after her. A little complicated as I say it out loud, but it's okay. She used to be a FNAF OC and the mascot of my old YouTube channel, but now she's just my main Fursona. She's super silly and I love her. I don't know why, but I figured out a new way to draw cheek fluff, which I like a lot better than how I usually draw it. So expect to see a bunch of art with that from now on. Also, I really like the way I drew her face. Day 5, Gijinka! For those who don't know, Gijinka is just a term for humanizing non-human characters, like making a human version of a Pokemon or something. For this one, I decided to play with lighting. I'm not the best at it, but it was super fun to test out. Anyway, this is Quirrel from Hollow Knight. I learned the term Gijinka from Hollow Knight stuff, so I decided to stay true to my roots. I guess. And I did this. True fans know, and true fans are crying right now. I also didn't make the background myself, I just took it straight from the game. Day 6! Unnatural eye color. This one is my My Hero Academia OC, Tomoyo. She's actually my oldest OC to date, as she originated as a Voltron OC. Please don't kill me. I have a lot of characters with unnatural eye colors, but she's one of my favorites. I just think I like yellow eyes, to be honest. Are yellow eyes natural? Hang on. It's rare, but it's real. What? Anyway, next one. Crossover. I'm not really big into fandom crossovers, so I honestly had no clue on what to draw. Until I remember I was big into a Gravity Falls X Over the Garden Wall crossover a few months ago. This one was super fun to draw, and I love these boys so much. Take it how you will, platonic or a ship, I don't really mind and I don't really care. I used to ship Wirt and Dipper, but honestly I'm sort of in the middle ground now. I understand both sides of the shipping spectrum, and I'm deciding to stay neutral for now. Why does it sound like I'm talking about a controversy or something? It's literally just a ship over the internet. Day 8. Dead meme! I honestly wasn't too sure on what to do for this, as I wasn't really on the internet around the time that viral memes would circulate for a month, and that they're now dead, but I do, however, understand that Keyboard Cat is the best thing in the universe, so despite being dead, Keyboard Cat is an icon and I will never let him go. So take a low quality trace I did for funsies. 9. Childhood video game. Originally I was gonna do Kingdom Hearts 358 Days Over 2, but I only got the video game itself last year, I think. I was super into the manga in 2018, but I wanted to do something older and something that I actually played. So I chose Fireboy and Watergirl. I played this when I was like 5 years old. I remember dying on purpose every attempt to annoy my siblings who played it with me. This game is one of the only good parts of my childhood that I remember, so I was super excited to draw these guys. In my head, they're T for T lovers. Day 10. Ship dynamic. Holy crap, we're already 10 days in and I haven't lost steam yet. Wow. I was super proud of this one when I made it, and I absolutely love how it turned out. Anyway, the ship dynamic is tall x small. What a good time to show off my Deltarune OC. This is Peri, she's a bat, incredibly tall, and Spamton's personal ladder. So, I was originally gonna do a Good Omens fan art, Angel X Demon, but digifying a piece of art of 2 characters I have never drawn before might be hard. I only recently got into Good Omens. So I opted for this instead. Anyway, I played with environmental lighting in this one, and my mom said my art looked professional. Wow. Now, the next day was 5+1 things, which is mostly a fanfic term that I still don't really understand that well, so I took a break for that day. Day 12, Miku. I really like Miku. Just as a character in general, I love all her music, well, most of it, but just as a character design, personality, it's all so cute and I love her so much. And I was having a hard time deciding on which version to draw, so I asked one of my friends, you know who you are, to give me this one Transmask Miku fan art he showed me. So I drew the silly. This was a pretty low effort day, but I still like how it turned out. Day 13, Rule 63. So for those who don't know, Rule 63 is one of those internet rules that states, like, all characters that exist on the internet have an opposite sex counterpart. Okay, this is what I was saying in day 2. I had plans for Yansim. Trust. I remember being absolutely obsessed with this one Yanchan vs. Yandere-Kun rap battle that Michaela Laws made. Those lyrics were the first place I heard the term Rule 63, so I knew I had to do this. Also, 9-year-old me had a massive ass crush on Yandere-Kun. I decided to be self-indulgent and draw what 9-year-old me never could. I'm kind of disappointed in how this one turned out. I liked the sketch better. I tried to go with a monochrome color palette plus red, but he's already kind of monochrome as it is, so it just looks like I made his skin way too pasty. But whatever, it is what it is. Day 14 was an incorrect quote, and I didn't really put much effort into this one, and I'm not that big a fan of it. All that to say, incorrect quotes are pretty fun. There's no speed paint because I didn't bother digifying this art. Day 15 was animation meme, and I'll just put the animation itself right here. I don't have a speed paint for the process, sorry, but enjoy! Alright, day 16. Oh man, honestly I was losing steam a lot on this one, so I decided to do a traditional art. So 16 was something you've been bullied for, and my first and immediate thought was OCX canon. And As of drawing this, I was obsessed with Undertale Yellow, specifically Starlo. And look at that, I have an OC that I can ship with Starlo. For the line art on this one, I do this with pretty much all of my traditional art, where I use a thicker outline and then thinner, what are they called, inlines, something like that. But yeah, it's just an interesting thing that I do to sort of spice up my artwork. I do it on some of my digital art, but as y'all have seen, not really any of my animations. All of this is actually unscripted, so sorry for all the stuttering, but oh hey, look at that, I'm onto the toning. I decided to tone using graphite and smoothing it out instead of doing any color, just because I think it looks really good in some cases, and also I really didn't feel like doing color. This was a lot easier because my wrist has been bugging me a lot lately. Honestly, I'm pretty sure I'm developing carpal tunnel, but hey, my health issues aren't really your guys' problems, so... I'm actually really proud of this one. Maybe just because it was self-indulgent as all hell, but whatever. I just really like it. Ah! The next prompt was free-to-use base. For those who don't know, free-to-use bases are just bases for your art that are free to use. They helped me so much in 2021 with my art, I swear. I would give credit for the base, but I've had this one in my saves from Google Images for way too long, and I don't know who the artist is. If anyone knows the artist, please tell me so I can properly give credit. Anyway, this is Stang, my Sodaru. I haven't done any art of him in a while, but I thought this would be fun, cute, and silly. Day 18, Fandom AU. If you've known me for any time at all, you'd expect me to do an Undertale entry for this, especially if I can sneak my favorite AU somewhere in there. However, this time I decided to do something different. Reboot Wally Darling. Yeah, that's it, I'm not good at hyping y'all up, am I? Anyway, I love this little guy so much. I'm not big on Welcome Home AUs. Personally, I think they slaughtered Wally's character. But the Reboot AU is one I can get behind. Also, have you seen the designs? Bloodrediscream really knew what they were doing. I loved drawing his hair, it was super fun. He's just a silly guy, and this art sort of reignited my love for Welcome Home as a whole, so yeah. Day 19, Alt Fashion. I was actually pretty excited for this, as my whole closet consists of alternative items. This is one of my favorite outfits I've ever done. Fun fact, the shirt is from Thailand. My mom visited a couple months ago and she got it for me. It's really cute. I wanted to do a gothic look I did recently, but it focused heavily on the makeup, which I can't really show due to being faceless. Next up is Tumblr Sexy Woman. Honestly, I can't believe I made it this far already. I expected to be burnt out by day 5. Cringetober has been flying by, and I was actually less stressed than usual. Anyway, who did I have to draw for the prompt? None other than the sexiest of Tumblr women herself, Lady Dimitrescu. I've recently gotten into Resident Evil 8. Don't talk to me about any of the other Resident Evil games except maybe 7. And I couldn't help myself. Look at her, she's gorgeous. Shading her hair was my favorite part. Oh, to be a 9-foot-tall vampire woman. That's the difference between me and most Lady Dimitrescu simps. They want to be stepped on her, I want to be her, oh my gosh. Day 21 was closet cosplay. Now, this actually wasn't a closet cosplay, but it's a cosplay you can enjoy without having to see my face, and that's what I'm more interested in sharing. I was Sammy Lawrence for one of the days of VidCon this year, so why not share it? It's one of my favorite cosplays I've ever done. Also, props to that Sanemi cosplayer. They were super awesome and cool. I can't remember if they said I could post this with their face in it, and I don't have their number or Discord, so I just censored it too. Day 22, Candy Gore. Gonna give you a quick trigger warning of gore, obviously, but also really bright colors. This was an old piece that I decided to spruce up and post. This is my Chimerion Strawberry. She's back and I love her. Thanks to her, my Chimerion video got more than 100,000 views, so I guess that's cool. Toxic cam owners, please DNI. Anyway, that day was my birthday. I turned 16. Then the next day I skipped. The prompt was adult cartoon, and I don't really have any adult cartoons I like other than Has Been Hotel, and I really didn't feel like making art for it right then, so I just decided to skip that day. Day 24 was niche interest. Nobody tell me about how your interest is so niche until you've read or watched Master Keaton. This manga is so obscure there's only like 3 people on Tumblr, like the entirety of Tumblr, that know what it is, including me. I posted this piece of art already on Tumblr, but my wrist was hurting, and I also really like it, so I decided to repost it. Day 25, Gacha Life. I was actually pretty excited for this one. I haven't touched anything made by Looney for years, so going back into Gacha Club and seeing the old stuff I made back in 2021 was such a treat. I love most of the Gacha community. Most. You know which side I don't like. And this was super fun to do. I know that Gacha Life 2 is out, but my phone has no space, so I'm just sticking with Gacha Club for now. Anyway, I made Lucas from Minecraft Story Mode because I recently got the game and I love it. 26. Mary Sue! Believe it or not, like seriously, it baffled me. I don't have any OCs that constitute as Mary Sues, despite what people may think. I add a lot of drawbacks and weaknesses to my characters, a lot of, like, visual flaws to them, a lot of things like that. So there's never, like, perfect people that everyone loves. The only thing that would constitute as a Mary Sue was one of my Digital Circus OCs. He had an incredibly complicated design that didn't fit the vibe of the series, so I decided to redesign him for this day. His design was just way too cluttered and too all over the place. I made him before episode 2 came out, and he was based on various candies and things like that. But I decided to take like 2 candies and stick with it for the redesign. It was taffy and cotton candy. I really like him now. You saw him in the animation for... which day was it? 16? Something or other. I don't know, man. Day 27. Oh, day 27, how I love you. YouTuber fan art. This is some art of my favorite YouTuber ever, EthosLab. He is a Minecraft YouTuber, which most people know for Hermitcraft or his single world player series. What even is the plural for series? But yeah, I actually made this piece of art a while ago when I was beginning to test out Ibis Paint. So this one actually looks a little different from everything else I've been doing. It's obviously very complicated in shading compared to everything else I've done, but I really like how it turned out. Rendering isn't something I do very often on my art because most of my digital art only consists of animation, and I never render animation, God forbid. But I am pretty sure Etho was the first YouTuber I began watching on my own. He was the first YouTuber I actually went back to keep watching. I didn't have a YouTube account at the time because I was like literally 5 years old, but I was basically subscribed to him. My older siblings watched him all the time, so now he has that nostalgia factor, I guess. But I recently got back into his Hermitcraft series, all of them, just all of them. And it was super fun to see the old stuff I used to watch all the time. I have an Etho cosplay that I was gonna wear for the closet cosplay day, but I decided against it because his mask only covers half his face. And I'm not trying to be Ranbu here, I have a full identity to protect. Day 28, Mascot Horror. I have a lot of favorite mascot horror series, but honestly, the Bendy and the Ink Machine franchise takes the cake. Thank you, Postra. The only thing I don't like about the franchise is that they killed off Sammy in Dark Revival after giving him 20 seconds of screen time. I'm so excited for the cage, because from what I've heard, Sammy's gonna have a lot more screen time than Dark Revival had. When I catch you, the meatly when I catch you. Also, did you guys see that for the Halloween update of Dark Revival, Ink Machine actually got an update? They just gave the Ink Machine a small visual update to match it a little better with the Dark Revival style. For day 29, I actually skipped it because it was a day for experimental makeup, and as y'all are keenly aware, and I keep mentioning, I'm faceless. Now day 30, that's something I can get behind. Monster. Dude, I swear when I got to do this one, I was so relieved. Only one day after this one. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. Anyway, no time to talk as this isn't a speed paint. This is Atlas from the visual novel Cryptid Crush. He's a silly mothman who wears jorts, and that's all you need to know. And finally, the thing you've all been waiting for, Halloween. I decided to continue this running tradition on my channel that started in 2022, and I decided to make some art of Halloween candy. My Halloween reskin of this channel's mascot. I think she gets better and better every year. I'll put a lineup of her various eras, I guess, after the speed paint is done. Honestly, Cringetober is a really fun thing to do. If some of y'all are watching and have wanted to do it, I totally recommend it. What I did to not burn out was I made a bunch of art pieces a month before so that I could work on everything at my own pace so I wouldn't burn out. Anyway, here's the final art. I think she looks amazing. And compared to her last two renditions, I'm very proud of this. She started in Sylvia's Halloween multiple animator project in 2022, so I guess I have Sylvia to thank for her. I know that Sylvia quit YouTube, but it was absolutely amazing when she was here. A whole month of cringe, would you look at that? I am actually incredibly proud of this. This is one of my bigger videos on this channel just because of the sheer amount of art. And, oh boy, did I burn out, but did it feel worth it? Yes! Oh my gosh! It was so fun, and I really look forward to doing it next year if I end up doing it. Sorry that this is a few days late. I honestly don't know what day this is coming out on, but whatever. But yeah, I had fun with this, and I totally recommend Cringetober or a month-long art prompt list just anytime. Anyway, oh dude, I'm tired and my throat hurts from talking so much. I will see you guys next time.